next on our Artist Spotlight is a lady who has graced our television screens and cinemas for many years. Having held lead and supporting roles on some of the biggest shows in the country, Refilwe Madumo is definitely a name that will always be on our lips. From working on shows like Izozo Connection to Scandal and Generations, and now she's the latest cast member of Mnet's latest offering, Inconceivable, where she plays Busi, a consultant for a large mining consortium, and is fast on her way to becoming a key partner at her firm. Married to Sisanda, but their relationship gets tricky when Sisanda starts to have an affair with Natalie. Without giving away too much, let's look at some short clips.
Well, I play a character called Sisanda. Sisanda has a construction company. He studied an economics degree at UCT, and this is a group of friends that all come from campus. He's impulsive. He makes some choices that may not be so great.
I promise you, nothing happened. Well, it didn't look like nothing.
He buries his head in the sand, doesn't face certain realities, and then later on he actually does make some tough decisions.
You should have spoken to me first.
It's really been a joy working with Refilwe as my television wife.
Busi is a bulldog.
Save me, the Earth Mother mantra, okay.
She's a lawyer. She's very sensual. There's nothing like a husband with experience, babe. She's somebody who's very honest, very straightforward.
You need to put that man on a leash, girl.
She knows exactly what she wants and has a certain way of perceiving things. She can't see anything else.
What were you thinking?
That's what creates drama for her. I think there's a lot of drama in the show.
So, actress Refilwe Madumo joins us now to tell us more about her role as Busi. Refilwe, thank you for your time and thank you for joining us on Weekend.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, that's an awesome intro. Now you got to tell me what Inconceivable is about, because I'm already hooked already.
Oh, it's amazing. It's such a great show. It's a show about 4 friends who were in university together, and they've basically grown up together, and their lives now, they're all these successful women. Busi is a lawyer, her friend Rachel is a lawyer, Marika is a gynecologist, and Natalie is a restaurant owner. And the show is about how these women, it's about birthing and creation and all of those things that have to do with making babies and wanting babies and not wanting babies. And you see how their lovers come into their lives, also how they support them, the kind of relationships and marriages that they have. But the plot of the story is that Rachel has a stillbirth, and she kind of loses her mind, and she steals a baby of another woman in the hospital. And the story is basically how all these friends come together to either support her or not, and how that story unfolds.
Now, in terms of what you've done in the past, the likes of Generations and Scandal, how different was this production to what you've done in the past?
Well, this production was also shot during lockdown.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was probably the hardest thing we've ever had to do. Just like the shooting conditions where you're basically like putting your life on the line.
Literally.
Because you have to create intimacy in scenes anyway, because it's a drama. You know, putting your body there so that the story can be told. It was very difficult, but it was worth it. You know, emotionally also, it was a show that required so much of us as performers. I mean, we're dealing with life and death, you know? So creating those authentic moments between the characters was just incredible to experience.
Okay, so I'm sitting here with you, Refilwe, and you're telling me about Busi as well as the character.
Yeah.
How similar or how different are they in real life, Busi versus Refilwe?
Well, Busi is much braver than me. I mean, she goes after the things that she wants. She doesn't compromise. She doesn't negotiate. She knows what she wants in that. She knows that she doesn't want children. She's the one character who does not want children. But she's married to a man who does, even though they had agreed that they're not going to have children in their family. But their relationship gets complicated because now he really is very serious about having kids, while she knows for sure that she doesn't want them. And I have 2 babies. I have 2 sons, and I've always wanted to be a mom, and it's like my life's work. So playing a woman who is very adamant about not procreating was it not necessarily challenging, but, you know, it's a perspective that I had to learn about, and I understood where she was coming from. I understood why, because she had a tough childhood. She's currently taking care of her sister and her sister's 3 kids. Her sister doesn't really want to work. She's paying school. You know what I'm saying? She's got a lot on her plate, and she just feels like she doesn't need more because her career is also very important to her. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, now tell me about going forward, specifically when you are looking at a script before an audition, and maybe you could bring in Inconceivable here. When you saw the script for the first time, was it like, hey, that's a bit out of my comfort zone, but that's challenging enough, and I want to do it anyway?
You know, when you audition, you don't really know what the story is about. You get a brief, but you audition for a character. So you get a character brief more than you get a story brief. So the first time I actually understood what the show was about was when we got the script. And we sat in the reading with the whole cast and the producers and the writers. And then you realize the depth of the layers of all the ways that the story is going to unfold. And we took a week to read the whole story, all 13 scripts. And I'm telling you, by the time that we got to the end of episode 1, all of us were hooked.
Oh, that's how it is.
All of us were hooked, and you knew that you had to bring your best. You knew that you had to, like, fight for your person, your character, and make sure that they come across as somebody who is just real, you know?
And in the latest episode of Inconceivable, there's a transition for Busi when it comes to the part of children. Are you allowed to tell us a little more about that?
Well, I can tell you what happened in the episode.
Yes.
So we've seen Busi for the 5 episodes where she was just this woman who doesn't want kids. She doesn't want kids. She doesn't want to touch. She doesn't even want to, like, carry somebody's baby, you know? Like, she doesn't think kids are cute. She doesn't. So in episode 6, you see her going home to Alex to go be with her sister and her sister's children, and you see the kind of relationship she has with those people. And those are her people. You know, she's an auntie who, you know, takes care and feeds and loves, and she sings lullabies and she puts the children to bed. But that's because that's her family, you know? She knows for her life she really doesn't want that. You realize how hard her life is also because now her sister is pregnant again.
Okay.
So now there's another mouth for her to feed and another child that she has to consider. And when she got that, the baby was also sick. One of her sister's children was sick. So all these ways you see her unfold into this mother that she actually doesn't want to become. You see that she actually is at the heart of hearts. She's been a mother for a very long time. But it's a role that is heavy on her.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about this entanglement between Busi, Sisanda, and Natalie. Like, are we going to see more?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
There's lots more coming of that. Sisanda and Natalie had a relationship in university, and they've always been into each other. But now Natalie is married, and Sisanda is married to Busi. So when they see each other, when Natalie moves from Cape Town to Joburg, the sparks between Sisanda and Natalie are still there, even though they haven't seen each other in years. And Busi is not intimidated by this because she knows she's a fly woman. She's got her life together. She's very sure of herself. So Natalie doesn't intimidate her in any way, and she's friends with Natalie. So she really does not think her friend what they've lived, but it's a piece of themselves that they can recognize. That's something that I'm very, very passionate about. I want people to watch what I do and learn about themselves, but also learn about the people around them, you know. I'm hoping that we're creating less judgment in the world, more ways for people to accept themselves and judge themselves less harshly. So that's what I do. And if that's what you're into, into a life of being other people, you know, early days, late nights, then yeah, become an actor.
There we go. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the words of encouragement and inspiration, Refilwe Madumo. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting you. I could host you the whole day. You've been fantastic. That was renowned actress Refilwe Madumo telling us about her journey and her latest show, Inconceivable. If you aren't hooked from that, then I don't know who you are, because I'll definitely be watching that show going forward.